to GTV Breakfast. It's the after Eid edition of GTV Breakfast yesterday. If you did not sample all of that, the eating, the sights and the sounds, go to our social media handles at GTV Ghana and you'll be able to watch it. I am LTT Side Asadek, and this is GTV Breakfast News coming to you live from Studio 1 here at GBC Kanda. Now on DSTV on channel 278, wherever you are in Africa and the world, you can watch us there. Lots of stories around the Eid and also on the cash out charges that are being withdrawn for mobile money services. We'll do some business and trade, and then we'll take you to the foreign front where human remains have been found from that submersible that imploded under sea, going to see the Titanic. Let's start off from an assurance from the president to Guineans is that better days lie ahead as he works with his team to turn the economy around. Now, the 2023 Eid celebrations at the Black Star Square yesterday. President Nana Akufo-Addo referenced the economic growth of 4.2% in the first quarter of 2023 as a positive sign that things are getting better and will get much better soon. President Akufo-Addo entreated the Muslim community to celebrate in moderation yesterday.
It is a central custom of Eid al-Adha to sacrifice a sheep, which was performed as an act of remembrance and gratitude to God. Eid al-Adha, known as the Festival of Sacrifice, is a significant Islamic holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide. The day commemorates the willingness of Prophet Abraham to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God's command. There were hundreds of Muslims at the Black Star Square in Accra to say Eid prayers on Wednesday morning. The National Chief Imam, Sheikh Usmanu Shabutu, was joined by President Akufo-Addo, the Vice President, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, and other government officials for prayers. The Eid al-Adha celebration started with special prayers, with the gathering led by the National Chief Imam. For the Muslim faithful, the prayer and sermon emphasized the importance of faith, sacrifice and obedience to God. The spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Arimiya Shaibu, reminded all of the need to remain obedient to the commandments of Allah.
It has become a virtue so important and respected among all the virtues of Islam that is required of all Muslims to carry throughout as a germane and lifelong principle that we can sacrifice ourselves, give up what we have in order that others must live. Let us lose ourselves in order that others may have. This is the true meaning of this celebration. Anything apart from this that renders this kind of celebration meaningless.
President Akufo-Addo, while congratulating Muslims, encouraged them to educate their children.
Under two governments of the New Patriotic Party in the Fourth Republic, this country has produced Muslim vice presidents. It should thus be clear to Muslim parents that there is value in educating their children. Our nation affords your children the opportunity to rise to their highest possible calling. I therefore encourage you to take advantage of our progressive policies in the education sector to educate your children, both male and female.
On the country's economic recovery, the president said things are getting better.
We're beginning to navigate the turbulence, with our economy growing by 4.2% in the first quarter of 2023. The currency has seen some stability lately, and through the Gold for Oil program, we've seen the stability in the prices of petroleum products as well, all of which are helping to bring inflation down. Things are getting better and will get better, I can assure you.
In Islam, Eid al-Adha serves as a reminder of the values of faith, obedience, sacrifice and compassion, promoting unity and solidarity within the Muslim community and fostering a sense of gratitude and generosity, and for which reason the people must be mindful while celebrating the day.
Still on Eid al-Adha, the Deputy National Chief Imam of the Al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah sect, Sheikh Mohammed Kamil Mohammed, has added his voice to calls for Parliament to vote in favor of the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill, which seeks to prevent the practice of homosexuality practice in Ghana. He said Islam abhors the practice which can destroy the future of the country. The bill has been laid in Parliament for a second debate. Addressing congregants at this year's Eid al-Adha prayers in Accra, Sheikh Mohammed said they will monitor the proceedings closely in the House to know the stance of the MPs on the matter. He said those who vote against the bill would be campaigned against in their bid to seek re-election in next year's general election.
The Eid al-Adha prayers by the Al Sunnah wal Jama'ah were held at the forecourt of the State House. In attendance was the former President John Dramani Mahama and Ghanaians from all walks of life, including children. Deputy National Imam Al Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Sheikh Mohammed Kamil Mohammed, who led the prayers, expressed appreciation to God for seeing them through another year. He was concerned about the practice of homosexuality in Ghana, saying, "It is an abomination which must not be condoned."
We are happy that Allah, give us life to this day. Then we celebrate the Eid. We finish, alhamdulillah. We pray for Ghana. And then we talk about the LGBTQ that is coming. We are telling the parliamentarians to take care of, bringing the bill out. We are going to monitor those who will vote to pass the bill. We will monitoring them so that when they are going to seek vote from people, we will go back and then check them that they shouldn't be voted to Parliament again, because they want this bad thing to be in Ghana, and Allah forbid that one.
Sheikh Mohammed said they have received a relevant sensitization on precautionary measures to follow in the selection of animals for sacrifices following the confirmation of anthrax in the country. Former President John Dramani Mahama encouraged Muslims to be moderate in their celebrations to remain safe.
Mon Eid, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission Ghana observed the Eid al-Adha prayers at the Ahmadiyya Muslim Conference Center at Ashongman. The Amir missionary in charge of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission Ghana, Alhaji Maulvi Muhammad bin Salih Saeed, said the Eid is not only important as moral and spiritual obligations, but a reminder of the need for sacrifice in nation building.
Hundreds of Ahmadis thronged the Ahmadiyya Muslim Conference Center in Accra to offer prayers to Allah and to uplift His name for the bounties offered them in life. The open-air prayers were led by the Amir and missionary in charge of Ahmadiyya Muslim Mission Ghana, Al-Haji Maulvi Muhammad bin Salih. In a sermon, Al-Hajj bin Salih said the nation cannot be successful unless its leaders regard themselves as servants of the citizen. He encouraged Ghanaians to be guided by the principles of the Eid for a peaceful coexistence, irrespective of religious, political, ethnic and other differences.
May Almighty Allah have mercy upon us. May He bestow His favors upon us as a people, so that sooner prosperity, peace, harmony, and the progress of all nature is made to bear on each and every one of us here and on Ghana.
In commemoration,
and now we'll bring you stories from other parts of the country on how Muslims celebrated the Eid al-Adha.
The Eid prayers took place at the Tamale Central Mosque due to uncertainty over the weather instead of the usual venue, the Tamale Jubilee Park. Thousands of Muslims in the Tamale metropolis gathered there to offer praises to Allah for His blessings. The Imam, Sheikh Babadia, prayed for economic prosperity. The Northern Regional Minister, Alhaji Sanya Hassan Shaibu, said the region is blessed in its diversity and urged residents to embrace the spirit of sacrifice, which is a key lesson from Eid al-Adha. A section of the Muslim Ummah in Tamale who did not observe the Eid prayers are expected to do so on Thursday.
The Muslim community in the Upper East region did not make animal sacrifices in this year's Eid al-Adha due to the ban on consumption and slaughtering of animals and meat. At the Bogatanga Craft Village, Muslims who spoke to GBC News were disappointed at the turn of events, but believed Allah would accept their prayers. The acting regional chief Imam Sheikh Yusuf Umar, who led the prayers, entreated the people to be patient and support the Veterinary Services Department to complete the vaccination of animals to make them safe for consumption. The Upper East Regional Minister, Mr. Stephen Yakubu, commended the Islamic community for the peaceful coexistence over the years. He said his office is working in collaboration with the veterinary services to vaccinate all animals to prevent them from contracting anthrax.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
At Ho in the Volta region, hundreds of Muslims gathered at the Fiavezongo Park for the Eid prayers to commemorate the Feast of Sacrifice. The Islamic faithful prayed for peace and blessings unto the nation. The Volta Regional Chief Imam, Alhaji Alpha Anas Hamid, called on Muslims as well as non-Muslims to live in peace and unity to pave the way for the country's growth. He entreated the youth especially to be law-abiding and eschew behaviors that put Islam in a bad light. Imam Alpha Hamid appealed to the Muslim community in the region to contribute to the realization of an Islamic senior high school project at Ho Zongo. The Ho Municipal Chief Executive, Mr. Divine Boson, urged the Muslims to unite and eschew division tendencies. Some Muslims in the municipality also commemorated the Eid prayers at the Mfojo Park, led by Imam Muniru Ali Mohammed. He advised Muslims to exercise restraint in a bid to resolve conflicts in their communities.
From the Eastern region, correspondent Michael Teyamate reports that about 2,000 Orthodox Muslims in the New Juaben North and South municipalities in the region converged at the forecourt of the Central Mosque at Kufuridia, Srodai, to observe the Eid prayers to thank Allah for His protection and mercy. The Deputy Eastern Regional Chief Imam, Alhaji Ali Abubakar, who led the prayers, urged all Muslim faithful to follow the examples of the Holy Prophet Muhammad to lead a meaningful life. He said Ghana is endowed with many cultures and urged all to tolerate each other's cultural practices to promote peace. The New Juaben South Municipal Chief Executive, Mr. Isaac Apeujasi, commended Muslims for a successful Eid and urged them to continue to pray for the country to come out of its financial woes. 2 rams were killed to signify the day. The Ashanti Regional Chief Imam Sheikh Abdul Mumin conducted the open-air prayers for Orthodox Muslims from the municipality and parts of the Kumasi metropolis at the newly rehabilitated and expanded Central Mosque at Asawasi in the Asokore Mampo municipality due to the sudden change in the weather. But unlike previous years when attendance and participation in the prayers were heavy, the number this time around was substantially low. Sheikh Abdul Mumin led the congregation in their usual prayer session, after which he recited portions of the Holy Quran. He later prayed also for divine protection and guidance for the president and his government, the Asantehene, and the peace of Ghana. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Simon Osei Mensah, who led a section of the Regional Security Council, reminded Muslims of the essence of the Eid al-Adha festival and to show love and compassion to the vulnerable and needy in the society. He entreated them to take formal education of their children serious for their personal and national development. The open-air prayers for the Ahmadis were similarly disrupted by the rains as they had to relocate from the school park to the assembly hall and classrooms of T.I. Amas. The start of the prayers here were delayed for the rains to subside to enable many more worshippers to participate. Their prayers were led by the Asante Regional Missionary in charge, Maulvi Abdul Hamid Tahir. Maulvi Tahir reminded Ahmadis of the importance of the festival, which implies submission and obedience to Allah by all his followers. The chief imam for Dunkwao Zongo Wanga line in the Upper Denchra East Municipality of the Central Region, Sheikh Abdullah Sidi, as part of the Muslim prayers, advised the youth, especially the Muslims, to behave well, refrain from activities like excessive intake of hard drugs and robbery. Sheikh Abdullah Sidi also prayed for the peace of the nation and the entire workers of GBC.
Away from all the Eid, let's do politics now. The Central Regional Chairman of the NDC, Professor Richard Esiedu, has thanked the people of Asin North and Ghanaians in general for supporting Mr. James Gyakye Quayson, who won the seat in Tuesday's by-election, polling 17,245 votes to beat his contender MPP's Charles Opoku. The regional chairman said the victory is a wake-up call for the MPP that the people of Asin North cannot be taken for granted. He spoke to our Central Regional correspondent Kingsley Nanabuedu.
Give the cap more, because if not money that they said, they would have even gotten that 12,000. Mind you, they had 14,000 something in the last elections, and today they have dropped whilst we have increased. So if they don't know and they try anything towards the MP or the group of Asin North, they will suffer. We are also urging them to do their roads. They have to continue with it, because for Asampana to Kushia, for example, the road they did for just a week is deteriorating. The road is already spoiled with potholes. So if you look at a paramount chief in good standing like Nana Prajensen, and you do such a road for him, it may not show respect, because we were in Kumaru when we saw the type of road that was asphalt road they did for Kumaru. Doesn't Central Region deserves better? So we are just watching them, and I know very soon the water will find its own level.
Still on politics, supporters of the NDC organized a float from Asin Breku through some towns in the Asin North constituency to celebrate the victory.
It is Wednesday here at Asin Paso area in the Asin North, and the election has ended. And like you all know, Honorable Gyakye Quayson was the one who won. So this morning we came to gauge the mood, and like you can see from our back, you can see from the videos, the people are so excited and they are having a float. So people from the adjoining communities are joining. They are going to Asin Paso, and we are told that is the stronghold of the New Patriotic Party. So they're going to end there and come back. So it is all over here at Asin North, and this is the excitement, this is the jubilation from the NDC.
NDC as a party, we didn't take this election for granted. We never told ourselves to say, yeah, we win. So we always had the energy of working hard, pushing up, making sure that we get to this final destination.
So last 4 years, differences in what to compare and track. This time around, we are hoping someone else and of course, ready so they needed to jubilate, because the election has been one of very competitive. So winning it this way definitely a cause for celebration. From Asin Paso, Kingsley Nanabuedu report.
Away from politics, a planned review of cash-out fee on mobile money by telecommunication group MTN has been withdrawn. Now, MTN says it is maintaining the current cash-out fee of 1% capped at 10 Ghana cedi and will be charged over the wallet. Days ago, MTN issued a release stating that from July 1, 2023, customers will experience an increase in fees for cash-out transactions above a certain threshold. In a recent SMS circular sent to its customers, MTN informed them about the adjustment mobile money withdrawal transaction fees. According to the circular, cash-out transactions below 2,000 Ghana cedi will now attract a fee of 1% of the transaction amount. However, for cash-out transaction of 2,000 Ghana cedis and above, a flat fee of 20 Ghana cedis will be charged directly from the customer's wallet. The telecom company has since apologized for any inconveniences caused. Now, micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs, are the backbone of economies worldwide, playing a crucial role in job creation, innovation and inclusive growth, recognizing their pivotal role. The Ghana Enterprises Agency has marked the day in Accra by raising awareness of their significance in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs.
On June 27 every year, MSMEs Day is celebrated to honor their role in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. They account for up to 90% of businesses, 60% to 70% of employment, and account for half of global GDP, according to the United Nations. They are a huge asset to Ghana's economy and a driver of job creation, as the Apex government agency mandated to promote and develop the MSME sector. The GEA has over the years rolled out a number of initiatives to fuel economic growth. Through training and capacity building programs, business advisory and financial assistance, MSMEs have been equipped with the right tools to put them on a trajectory of growth. The Chief Executive, Ghana Enterprises Agency, Mrs. Kosi Yankee-Ai, said over the years, the agency has supported over 900,000 MSMEs to grow and succeed, and looks forward to developing their businesses to benefit communities positively.
The MSME sector drives the economy, and so we must celebrate it. We are proud of the role we play in supporting the MSME sector to grow, and we take pride in the fact that businesses are embracing and utilizing all the support services that we churn out of there. We have equipped MSMEs with the right tools that have put them on a trajectory of growth, and we will continue to do so to help them succeed in the long term. That is our promise on this day.
A Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, Mr. Stephen Amoah, said putting business on trajectory of growth requires discipline, including proper bookkeeping and separating ownership from control.
Those with limited liabilities, even sometimes when they have issues, if they don't deal with the person, they deal with the company. Because the business money is not your money. Once you understand that, you move. But if the smallest challenge, you go and take money from your business money, you're collapsing the business. You can only spend from your profit. That is where you separate ownership from control.
Some MSMEs shared their success stories.
I don't have anybody who is a politician, but we were able to receive a substantial money to support our operations.
We are so grateful to Ghana Enterprises Agency for all the support that we have received so far.
The theme for the 2023 MSME Day is Building Resilient and Sustainable MSMEs to Create 1 Million Jobs.
Away from business, let's take you to the international front. Mr. Julius Maada Bio has been sworn in as President of Sierra Leone for a second term by the Chief Justice immediately after the National Electoral Commission declared Bio the winner with 56.17% of the votes against the main opposition APC candidate Samura Kamara scoring 41.16%. The Commission's announcement comes after 3 days of political tension and serious violence in some parts of the country, especially in opposition strongholds where security forces shot and killed several people.
According to the National Electoral Commission, Julius Maada Bio won 1,566,932 of the total votes cast against Sumure's 1,148,262. There were 2,789,808 total votes cast